Hey everyone, it's RichardMetalFan here, bringing you guys a new interview. It has been a minute, about a few months since I've done one, and yeah, I'm sorry if it's been so long. I've been trying to get some new interviews, but it's safe to say that I finally got one. And today we're going to be talking to my good buddy Sam, who is the vocalist for the melodic death black metal band Astaroth Incarnate. They're a death metal, their band, black metal, whatever you want to call them as, from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I'm glad to be talking to him, just going through the history of the band, just like the albums and pretty much what got him into metal and sort of like the whole Canadian metal scene in general. So let's go talk to Sam. Hey everyone, so I am here with my boy Sam Astaroth, lead vocalist of the band Astaroth Incarnate. Sam, how you doing, buddy?
I'm great. Thank you for having me. How's it going?
Yeah, it's
Nice to
doing
chat
good.
with you, man.
Good. I've been wanting to do this for a little while now, and I'm somehow we managed to get this last minute, and which is awesome.
Hey, I just finished my Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales.
Yeah,
Did pretty good. I have to set up my stuff for December now because we are moving into like our email system, doing some like monthly newsletters and changing, the stuff in my shop. So I have a lot of work to do in December, but yeah, just my day off, and he just happened to message me just after I finished my you know,
yeah, perfect
one of our
timing.
home stuff. So yeah, doing all right. Nice to chit chat and have a little break from before getting back into the usual grinder, blender, or whatever. But
Yeah, how's it like up in like up in Toronto and the Ontario area, because it's pretty cold here in Georgia.
oh, it's all right. Like I like the cold. I like the winter.
Yeah, it was like
I
freezing cold. That's why I'm wearing like a hoodie right now.
oh, and your place, my place is warm, so
I'd trade with you any day.
I'm hot in just a t-shirt, and I'm like, I have my fan on over there, just like. It's just I have a tiny room, and I'm always like locked up in my room because I don't want distractions. So it gets pretty hot with the computer and everything running.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's I'm feeling pretty good. I think yesterday my bassist was in the studio recording, and then this Thursday he's gonna be done recording like all the bass for the full length album. So
awesome.
feeling pretty good. Hopefully you get you know what? You should get a little tiny heater for your place. You're gonna love that forever. I used to have a cold room, and I had that little tiny heater, and we used to jam. This is a funny thing. We used to jam beginning days of Astaroth. I used to jam in this like old croony little jam space, and I used to sleep there. We used to jam for like 24 hours plus and like eat shitty Chinese food and just keep
Wow.
jamming and sleep on the floor and be cold and go fucking find a shitty broken like heater to keep us warm while we're like working on these stuff. This was 7-8 years back, but I know
Yeah,
it's to be cold, so hey man.
that's all good. So before Astaroth Incarnate Nate started, like what were like the first bands that really got you into metal, and what made you really want to be a vocalist? Like what were like those any bands that you listened to really influenced you as a vocalist?
For vocals, as far as you mean for overall all styles, or in metal, what influenced me in terms of getting into a band? Because
Yeah, or pretty much a little bit of both. Both
okay,
like
so
really what got
as
you into metal, and then later on forming a band and being vocal influences.
so like for getting into music, I don't play any instruments. I don't have any like schooling on any kind of instruments or vocals or nothing. Like I kind of just self-taught vocals. So I
Wow.
started learning vocals back when I was a kid, listened to like Michael Jackson or something, sing like pop music at 6. And then I grew up with urban music. So I listened to stuff like Eminem, DMX, learn
Yeah,
how to
X
rap.
can give it to you.
Oh yeah. And that was fun, all fun stuff. I learned to sing stuff like Usher, like R&B, and then stuff like Linkin Park
Oh
with
yeah.
Chester. Like it was one of my big inspirations. Like that pushed me from, because my culture and how things like generally are in my culture, most people know like pop or urban scene and nothing else.
Yeah.
So Linkin Park was like my introduction into, oh, there's an alternative culture. Oh, there's instruments. Oh, there's actually people screaming. Oh, okay. Like all this was new. This
Yeah.
happened in high school. So alt rock and then hard rock and then eventually metal like Slipknot, Korn, System of a Down,
Oh yeah.
Mudvayne. All those guys helped me transition from like the urban culture into rock culture into metal culture. And then that didn't get me to start wanting to be in bands though. That was fun stuff to listen to. I practiced vocals while working in factories, but when I went to 2012, I went to Heavy TO, and I think it's Cannibal Corpse.
Awesome.
And I think I didn't move for that whole set. I was like, that fucking guy is going to destroy this whole venue and they're going to take it. And I was like, okay, I need to be like that. So I was like, okay, I got to be a front man. That's when I can, do all this shit. And then, so yeah, I don't know, just seeing Corpse Grinder just demolish, like he was like the best front man of that whole fucking festival. He could, well, in real life, he would kick every other frontman's ass in that entire festival. So I was like, what?
No denying that.
Yeah. So I was like, what, this is the attitude I gotta have. So yeah, I started listening to all these extreme metal bands like Dark Funeral, Immortal, Amon Amarth, Arch Enemy, Children of Bodom, getting more into like, Dying Fetus, Cannibal Corpse, Mayhem. And once I started really getting into like the underground stuff, especially death metal and especially black metal, then that's when I was like, okay, like things are starting to make sense to me. So those guys really helped me kind of get my idea to start wanting to have a band. And then, just eventually I wanted to sing and become a singer in a band, found my members. And yeah, that was like my vocal inspiration. And since then it has improved. But up to that point when I started back in 2013, that was basically where I was.
Awesome. And so I guess around that time you sort of formed Astaroth Incarnate, but it was just called Astaroth at the time.
Yeah, because I used to be a pro gamer in high school. And my name was the Mastroth, and I played Astaroth in Soul Calibur professionally. So that was my high school gig, and I used to play with people from all over the world. And yeah, that was too much to keep up. And then I went to college, studied architecture, graduated, and was like bored out of my mind because I did pro gaming as a high school student, and then in my mid-20s doing architecture was like, okay, whatever. And then I was like, you know what? Gaming was so fun. I got to find another way to be Astaroth again. It's who I am. It's always who I've always been. I had fucking merch and stuff made since high school with like my gamer tag and stuff, but something's always been Astaroth, something to relate to me. And then I started doing all these biblical research, reading up on demonology, all that other stuff. And it started really relating to me in a personal way where I started finding it was really weird. I was finding personal relation to historical stuff, including the Astaroth character. That really got me into, having a band and just making sense. Like I don't like just having a band and just calling it something. It's
right.
Quite personal to me when I have that and I have a kind of like a full life catalog to kind of validate that. So yeah, it's eventually like I had to change the name because just Astaroth, there's like 27 Astaroths.
Yeah. Yeah, that's from what I heard. And then you just decided just to expand upon it and not get it confused with like the 20 other Astaroths.
Yeah, it was very easy. I was just like, okay, well, I just add a word to it.
Yeah, and I think it just kicks off nicely. And then of course you released as the first album with the new name, with the Omniponence album.
Yes.
Great one. I think some of these songs were actually recorded from their first Astaroth stuff. Was it?
That was the first demo. So me and Pablo wrote this whole EP back in 2015, and we, like I was saying, sleeping on the ground and noodling on stuff. We had no band members. It was just me and him. There was no drummer. Like they all came in afterwards. It was really nice when Sergio came in on bass. Then Emil came in on drums and Ashley joined on keyboard. But yeah, back in 2013, 14, 15, we were just making those songs. So we wrote all those songs, minus the first one, Obscurity.
Yeah. I
That
think
was
Obscurity is a great album opener. I was just listening to this earlier.
thanks, man. I don't have a copy of that.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's been
believe it or
sold
not,
out.
I actually got this off of on Discogs for like 10, $15.
That's crazy. I gotta get myself a copy of one of those. I don't know from where, because I was like, being under, like I was. Those were all from my record label, so I have to like my old
Yeah.
record label. So I have to.
Yeah, you were signed to CDN Records.
Yeah. If I want one, I actually have to buy it from them because I'm not with them anymore. So I'm like, I don't,
So
I
you
don't
have
want
to
to buy
buy.
my own CDs. Get out of here, man.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Like, are you shitting me? You won't fucking ship me one CD for myself? You
Wow.
you you got how much from me? Anyways, but yeah, original demo,
Yeah, I
and
still want to try to
then
get a hands on that. I've been looking everywhere.
if okay, those are they might be lost somewhere in my computer, and those were self-printed. I went to the shop, I made CDs, like
Yeah.
handmade.
I can't even look at like the original like demos on YouTube. I can't find anything.
No, there's nothing, bro. It wasn't even on SoundCloud. It was handmade
Oh
and just like
damn.
handed out. Like I went
Oh.
to the metal scene and I was like, I'm this new dude. You should listen to me. Yeah, this is my band. Like the old school way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I did that and we played 6 shows with programmed drums. I had no
Yeah.
idea how to program drums. I downloaded Easy Drummer and like
Yeah.
press buttons. Me and Pablo just sort of figured out how drums should sound and made that demo. What you hear on that first CD is basically our buddy Tyler,
Yeah.
who's in my other band, Iamare. He's also a producer and he's also Lindsay's producer. So he engineered and like mixed and mastered the whole album. So what you hear there is all done by Tyler. But the songs are pretty much written back in 2013, 14, 15.
Yeah, and like I definitely feel like there's like different like vibes. Like a song like "Curse of the Black Plague" is different from a song like "Sanctum of Torment" or different from Recreation. So I guess you're sort of like different. There's like different vibes, different feelings with every song on this.
Yes, so that was my original idea with the band. It's basically if you hear every song makes you feel different. So I've been trying to figure out how to I love black metal is like my favorite genre. I love black metal, but also I love just kind of stand out. If I can find any way to stand out as an artist, I will.
Yeah.
So my angle being in a black metal band is to do everything opposite of what black metal bands do.
Yeah, I also love Sanctum of Torment. In my opinion, you guys is epic, the epic kind of like your own rhyme with the Ancient Mariner or Master of Puppets, and so to speak.
Wow, yeah, that song.
Yeah, yeah. How did that song come to be? It's a pretty damn epic song.
It's funny you talk about that because we actually. So this was before starting the band. I was really depressed. If you follow my profile picture during the Black Friday sale we just did, I kind of gave a little story about the band, what I just told you.
Yeah.
And that was putting me in a really depressive state. Like, and the song "Sanctum of Torment" was about the 5 stages of grief. That's, that starts and ends in death, but not death. It's like I leave every song with interpretation, like open to interpretation. So you can either look at it in a negative way or a positive way, depending on how you're feeling.
Right.
I don't give you an exact answer because that's too easy in my head. So I'm like, here you go, now deal with it.
Right.
And yeah, Sanctum talks about the 5 stages of grief, and we actually just did a photo shoot because this year with all the COVID and everything happening, like it took me back to I got shut in my room, couldn't see bandmates, couldn't do shows, festivals, tours, possible tours, and guaranteed shows all canceled. So, and I noticed that a lot of other bands happened. Our venues shut down. A lot of friends were suffering. So I was like, you know what? It took me kind of back into the headspace where I felt that Sanctum of Torment, how it like defeating the 5 stages of grief, like denial, bargaining, anger, depression, and then finally coming to acceptance and being like, I'm okay. So getting there, that's what the song is about. And like writing that song almost helped me kind of get past depression. and I felt like the photo shoot and the stuff we did. So there's 5 of us. We acted as the 5 stages of grief, acceptance, and the other bandmates act as different stages. We had our blood witch, that's like our sacrificial sign, and we have a photo shoot actually coming up. So the first photo we used to reveal the new band photo, and it's kind of like we're a 5-piece band now. For a little bit we were a 6-piece because there's an additional guitarist. But we're a 5-piece now. That was my original vision for the band, you know, like pentagram, 5 pieces. Like the puzzles all make sense to me in my head. Album is written, being recorded, and that song is just we're bringing it back just because it feels like everybody needs that right now to defeat whatever the hell you're going through. So yeah, that's why we did that whole Black Friday thing, and I tried explaining like my personal story, what we went through, what the bandmates went through, and I'll probably elaborate on that on these days coming up. Because it's an old song, maybe to some people, but like to me it's kind of personal and helped me really get through a difficult stage in life. So and I think the entire world's in a difficult stage in life right now, so they could use all the help they could get. So I think this would be really cool. I want to make like little mini short stories and inspire people on how to defeat each stages, how I thought of doing it, and how, you know, I have friends die from suicide and all that stuff. I had those thoughts, so I want to help people get over that. And if I can do it through my music, then yay.
Yeah, I think you're doing a great job. And so then you toured it for a little bit, and then you put out last year Ascendance, which I think is another great EP.
Oh, you just got that. Awesome.
Yes. Yeah. I remember. Yeah. You actually sent me like the shirt, which is like somewhere in my closet, and a thank you note, which kind of means a lot.
Oh, thank you.
But talking about this, like you have like I Am Fire, I Am Death, the Alpha and Omega. I feel like those 2 songs go hand to hand. Like what was like the writing process and the creation of those 2 songs? I feel like they're kind of like connected to each other.
Yes, so they're actually one song. The reason they're separated is because in an EP like it's the first song we wrote for the upcoming full-length album.
Oh.
So that song is a song inside the full-length album. I'm not gonna say where, but it fits into the overall story of the full-length album, because the full-length, like if you can tell, I work in stories, and relate them to like personal experiences. And the first EP is kind of me defeating my, you know, whatever 20s and actually pushing myself to get up, you know, recreating myself. So if you go through the stages, you'll see like obscurity, not really knowing where I am. Curse of the Black Plague is really about writing lyrics and letting out all dark emotions out of me. Unfleshed is just taking account for, you know, like if you deserve punishment, just take it. You know, like those Saw movies, just deal with it. You deserve it. It's okay. And then Sanctum is defeating grief, and recreation is recreating myself. So I worked with the same way in Ascendance, where I'm Fire, I'm Death is basically like we changed our sound. If you notice, between Omnipotence and Ascendance, we went from like an extreme metal band to like a orchestral extreme metal band.
Yeah, you could definitely hear a lot of like the orchestral elements on here.
Yeah, so that's why that CD is like that, just that small, because it's basically us experimenting our new sound.
Yeah.
And I'm Fire, I'm Death is one song. It's an 11-minute song, but that's a little too much. Hey guys, we changed our sound, and our first song is an 11-minute song. But that's, in reality, that's exactly what happened. So me and Pablo sat there and wrote this song back in 2015. End of 2015, this was written, the whole song. And then 2016, we first tried playing it live. I was like, okay, Sanctum was a 9-minute song. This is an 11-minute song. We can do it. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, since then it's taken stages, and in the full-length album, it's a part of the story, so it comes back together, but it's going to change slightly, a little bit in the composition to make sense with the story more.
Yeah.
And it's getting smashed together. It's an 11-minute song. And the EP, like for promotional purposes and just to showcase, like this is our new sound, this is who we are, our full-length album moving forward is going to sound something like this. You know, like metalheads were all picky, like extreme metal fans, symphonic metal fans, they don't really do this. They're like, we're underground. No, we're a street, you know. So I had to I'm like, okay, I have no problem with anyone really here, guys. Like, I like all the underground fans. I like every other type of metal fans. Just if you're a metalhead and you like my music, awesome. Let's, you know, we're all good.
Yeah.
So,
okay, you're saying?
Yeah, no, it was all good there, and I think with the way we split it up, the first and second part, you notice how they're very different.
Yeah.
And if you notice the music videos, they're also very different. And there's subliminal messages and hidden text within all the social posts I make.
Yeah.
To promote those two songs that you hear, that I've already kind of indirectly told the story of the album.
Oh.
But I haven't told anyone that. So this will all be revealed like in the next few months on what I was going on about and I've been working on. It's been like 5-6 years I've been working on the story of this album and putting it together.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be pretty fun.
Yeah, and also on this EP, you did a cover of Cradle of Filth, Her Ghost in the Fog. That's probably like my favorite Cradle song. Like, how did you all decide to do a cover?
Because that's also my favorite Cradle song.
Same. It's like one of my favorites. It's like my favorite song.
Yeah, you know, it's just Median's like my favorite album, and my personal favorite song, like if it's only, you know, for vocal, you know, showcase, I'll pick like Lord Abortion or something, because that song is just brutal and holy shit. But you know, it's not just about me. This is a band. So I was like, okay, if we're gonna change our sound and we're gonna go from extreme metal to symphonic black metal or whatever, symphonic something, or, you know, just new sounds, let's pay homage to one of the, I guess, classic bands that do pretty much. So I looked at our band formation. I was like, okay, we have a keyboardist. Out of all the big bands, you know, Demu and Cradle have keyboardists.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. And Flesh God has keyboardists, but Flesh God.
Yeah, and also Bodum and Flesh God have keyboards as well.
Bodum and Flesh God. But I started relating to genre and like, what's the, like, Flesh God is a bit more death metal. Bodum is like neoclassical, melodic death metal. And I was like, okay, Demu and Cradle kind of fall into that symphonic black metal. So it was a choice between Demu and Cradle. And I personally knew Lindsay, and she was in Cradle at the time.
Yeah, our homie.
Yeah, so she's a good friend. And I was like, and my two other friends, Alina and Voldemort, they're good friends. So it was really, I don't know, it was like a friendly thing. It was like, yay, let's do something fun. And then, you know, I'm more than happy with how it came out. But that was basically the pick. It felt like the right thing to do at that time.
Yeah. So of course you also started, like you mentioned, you're doing the full-length Astaroth Incarnate album. Like, what's the process on that? Is it pretty much done, or is there like a little bit more stuff to work on? What's the status?
For full-length Astaroth Incarnate album, our next album has been, like, we finished writing it.
Right.
Writing part is done. The drums are recorded. The guitar is done. I think only one solo is done left or something. The bass is going to be done this week, and then the keyboard and vocals are going to be done. They're scheduled to be finished by end of December.
Awesome.
So,
yeah, I think you also are doing like a little live stream as well, which I'm looking forward to. Which I heard it was supposed to happen a while ago, but then
that's a little tricky because I keep getting put into lockdown. Like, I live in Peel region, and Peel region has, for some reason, worse restrictions than everywhere else in Canada or something. And now I'm into lockdown, and legally, Peel region residents cannot perform or see anyone besides family. And I'm like, okay, well, if I do this live stream and I get charged, something happens and I get charged, I'm going to get all my bandmates and everybody in the venue charged, because cops are like, trying to charge people because that makes the money.
Yeah, damn. And just one more thing I wanted to ask is like I feel like Canada has like a pretty good metal scene with like you guys, Cryptopsy, Ion Dissonance, Despised Icon, like so many different bands has come from Canada. Is it cool to say that you guys have like are part of like a scene there? Is there like you guys wanted to like branch out of Canada and sort of like get your name out there?
I think Canada has a pretty good scene. Because of this COVID, like I was saying, the whole, this is making it hard right now.
Yeah.
I had a festival in Montreal area. I had a North American tour I was working on this year. With the band from Sweden. I can't reveal details, but didn't work out. Maybe it'll happen next year. We'll see.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Maybe when the album is released. But I have some like stuff I'm working on. But yeah, Canada has good scene right now because of COVID. Things are kind of, like I'm trying to do this live stream. I've seen other people do it, but if you can't see anyone, then like that's why I have had to push it back or whatever.
Right.
But at least album recording wise, like every band from here, at least we can sit at home and we're self-sufficient, so we could at least get our recording and things are done. So I think we're all just sitting here getting ready for next year and doing what we can now. So anything we can do is great. And I think there are some really good bands from here. I think you were asking for are you asking for like examples of different bands?
Well, just like in a whole, I think there's like Canada just has like so many different bands. With bands are just like not just like in different styles of metal and rock as well.
Yeah, there are quite a few bands. In here, the hard part is everything is really far and segregated, and it's like east side versus west side. Not versus west side, but like there's a huge gap in terms of I don't know what's happening in the middle. And then there's stuff happening in the East End where I am, and then West End where other people are. And the artists seem to be mostly divided between this East Side and West Side where they reside, and they'll tour in different places. Right. And touring inside Canada seems to be hard. So usually what we do is like we do like this V shape to kind of make it go into the US, get to the West Side because it's way harder to like just go there. But I've seen a bunch of friends bands do that. Through the Canada, it's really hard to do. I've seen other people do through the States. It seems to go usually better, but there's visa charges and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think there's like a band called Agonist. They were like usually
I've heard of them.
They're from Montreal. They're usually always touring, and I know that they had a tour with Flesh God.
Yeah, I was supposed to see that, but then that got postponed or canceled. And I heard they were supposed to reschedule it, but no other word said.
Yeah, that was like I had a lesson planned with Vicky from the Agonist, and I like meeting.
He's an amazing vocalist.
Yeah, I like meeting them. Like I got a vocal lesson from Veronica from Flesh God before, so it's like
she's really nice. Like I actually did see Agonist live once. They played with Epica back in 2016, and they were great. I was kind of overdue seeing Agonist.
Yeah, they were nice dudes. We played with them. I played with them in my other band. Yeah, and they're really cool guys. They were doing good. It was supposed to be really awesome. They were like direct support for Flesh God, and that got canceled.
Yeah, so, I remember I saw Flash God last year with Hypocrisy. I got in VIP to meet them, and I don't know because apparently I guess they didn't like promote their VIP there. But when I saw them in Atlanta, I was literally the only person with VIP.
Really?
Yeah, I was like for real. I was like, damn.
Wow.
Damn. I thought I was getting the special treatment. And they're all like really nice people. I love them.
Yeah, they're super nice. I had a vocal lesson VIP thing with Veronica. She was offering that on tour.
Awesome.
And oh god, yeah, she made me feel like I don't know what I'm doing. I actually don't know what I'm doing. I just figure it out. Yeah, she's like professionally trained, so she's just like looking at me like, you don't know anything. I was like, I don't. I know. I just make it up. But yeah, she's like on point. So I got a few lessons from Lindsay. She gave me some like tips on. She has like a little. She gave me some vocal lessons before.
Yeah, just trying to get her to do an interview soon.
She's super busy. I
Yeah.
can't get a hold of her.
Yeah. Yeah, so fingers crossed, hopefully in the next week or so. But anyway, so before we
Well,
go, I just wanted to thank you. Thank you. Is there just like anything else? Obviously, like you mentioned, thanks to a certain virus that we shall not be named, it's throwing us out of the equation. But once this is all said and done, we can see you out on the road. And is there ever a chance maybe Astaroth Incarnate will play a show in Georgia?
oh, definitely, man. So we have right now. We are gonna finish recording the full-length album, and then I'm going to, since I've kind of taken schooling, I kind of know how to release my own albums by myself. I don't need a record label or whatever.
Right.
So I'm gonna finish my schooling. I'm gonna get the guys to finish recording the album, and then we're gonna get it mixed and mastered early next year. I'm gonna start implementing like everything I learn into our release strategies, because I have to handle everything literally by myself.
Yeah.
A lot of work, but I will get it done. I have about, I think, 3 to 4 months to finish all this and get everything in place and get the album mixed, you know, pictures and all the goodies ready and all that stuff. So I have a lot of work ahead, but April or so we are hoping to be ready with everything, so that in the summertime we can hopefully release the full-length album.
I'm
Like
looking forward to it.
early or late fall, right? Late
Yeah.
fall, summer, yeah, like around that time. Like that's the ideal time. So and it's also the best time to tour. So if we can do that, that'd be great. And
Awesome.
let's just, you know, hope that, you know, not everything keeps getting pushed back. So
Yeah.
we'll
Let's hope not. So everyone, we're here, Sam from Astaroth Incarnate. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.
thanks for having me. Have a good one. Take care.
All right.